Hi everybody. This month I wanted to discuss the ways in which you can avoid the probate process, since that's what we've been discussing in a three-part series over the last 2 months. So one of the ways that you can actually avoid the probate process for your loved ones is by creating a trust. Without getting into a lot of detail, what I want to do is take a few minutes and talk to you about how a trust accomplishes this probate avoidance if done properly. So what you do is you create a trust, and you can think of the trust as a bucket, for example. You create a bucket, and everything that you own in your name, you transfer into this bucket. So you fill up the bucket with all of your stuff, also known as your assets. You fill it up with your house, your business, your, everything that you own that's valuable to you that you want to pass on to your loved ones. So once you've completed filling up the bucket, you decide how the bucket will be divided once you're gone. And you can be as creative as you want, and you can pretty much do anything that you want with the living trust. In addition, you decide who will be in charge of holding onto this bucket when you're gone and actually handing out the goods to everyone, right? Your stuff. So there's a number of things that you will decide with respect to this bucket. But at the end of the day, the bucket will own everything. So when you pass, at the time of your death, the goal is for you not to have anything in your name. So when you pass, you will not have much assets to transfer. And that is the way that you avoid the probate process. By not having assets in your name, there's nothing to be probated. Because everything you owned, you put into this bucket, and the bucket didn't die, you did. So the bucket lives on, and the person you've designated as the person in charge of this bucket, also known as the trustee, will do everything that you've instructed him to do in your trust document. So, distribute X, Y, and Z to my son, distribute my house to my granddaughter, whatever the wishes are at that point. So one of the ways that you can avoid the probate process is to create a trust. And by doing that and transferring all of your assets into the trust, which is a key component of creating a trust, is actually funding it or pouring your stuff inside of it into this bucket. By doing all that, you're avoiding having anything in your name, and thereby you're avoiding the need for a probate once you are gone. And in addition, the trust will also dictate what happens should you actually need your trustee to step in before you have passed. For example, if you're temporarily disabled and just can't do things for yourself, whether it's mental or physical disability, it covers both situations, and that's also great to have as well. So you're contemplating taking care of your family in two situations. One, if you can't do it yourself but you're still living, and two, if you are gone and no longer around, you want them taken care of. So a trust is one of the tools that we utilize most commonly to avoid the probate process. In addition to the trust, you still also have a will. However, your will is called a pour-over will, and it simply states that everything that you own will be poured into the trust, literally, into this bucket. So that's one of the tools that we use. There are other tools that can be utilized depending on your personal situation, but that's the most common one. If you want to read more about this topic, you can, again, click on the link below, and it'll take you to an article that gives you a little bit more detail with some examples. If you want to discuss the issue with me, feel free, as always, to give me a call. I provide free consultations wherein we'll sit down together and we'll discuss your exact situation with your financial assets and all of your belongings in mind, and then we'll decide what the plan of action will be. So feel free to give me a call to schedule a free consultation. Other than that, we will see you later. Bye-bye. So get in contact with me if you want to discuss this topic in more detail, more specific and personal to your situation. I'm more than happy to sit down with you. Once again, I provide free consultations, and I'd be more than happy to speak to you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.